This morning on The Blend, we have back with us Sally Babbitt from the Babbitt Legal Group. And Sally, many people hear that they need to set up a trust. And so I'm wondering if that's always the case.
You know, it really isn't. We've gone from everyone, going through these trust mills. I'm sure you've seen the big packages with the living trust, the loving trust, and that was all the rage. And now, a lot of things have changed, and so you might not necessarily need or benefit from a trust anymore.
We'll talk about some of the reasons why we may not want that trust.
One of the most common reasons that I advise, not necessarily against a trust, but don't immediately advise for one, if most of a couple or an individual's assets are going to be transferred with a beneficiary designation, specifically life insurance policies, retirement plans, things like that, then we can go right directly to the beneficiary without using the trust. So I turn that question from why don't you have a trust to what would you like a trust to do for you?
So is avoiding probate, though, good enough to set up a trust?
In some situations, avoiding probate would be beneficial. If you have special beneficiary issues that are too detailed for right now, or if you have a very large estate where you're going to get hit with a lot of inventory fees.
And talk about the cost effectiveness of actually setting up a trust.
That's a very important thing to discuss with people, because in some situations it's cost effective because you may save on a lot of fees down the line. And other times you may be better off paying an inventory fee to the probate court than the cost of setting up a trust.
So when do you look at and say, all right, a trust may be something that I should set up?
Well, that's one thing. That's the first thing I cover. I look at somebody's assets, I look at how they're titled and if they have beneficiary designations, and then I say to them, if you were to set up a trust, these are the items that would go into the trust, these are the items that would not. Let's talk about what you want to accomplish.
And that's kind of what you do with every client that you meet, right? You kind of go through that questions of where you are, what you're looking for, and then kind of guide them and determine where they should go.
Exactly. That's all part of our initial consultation and advisory session.
All right, Sally, we're going to put your information on the screen. There it is, Babbitt Legal Group, 517-507-3306, or SallyBabbittLaw.com. Thanks, Sally.